Marie Mott Show, the hottest radio show, period. Don't even fight me on that, because you know it's the truth. I have Sharae Moore of S.H.E Trucking, a network for female truck drivers. The women. Sometimes the women are so underserved. Sometimes we're forgotten. We're not acknowledged. And, you know, my grandmother had a saying, you got to give people their flowers while they yet live. So that's, yeah, I had to take it back like old school. But, you know, she would always talk about, man, you know, you get older and you ask these questions like, Grandma, what are you talking about? Like,
right.
And so she said, baby, you know, you got to give people their flowers while they're living, meaning that you got to encourage them. You got to love them. You got to honor them while they're here, because it comes to a time where they won't always be here.
That's right.
And so, you know, seeing that you are not just elevating women, but you're honoring women by encouraging them to just be proud of what they're doing, the work that they're doing. And then for those who are just now tuning in to the second half of the segment, we left off basically that Sharae decided, after creating some shirts, some swag, you know what I mean? Because folks, you got to brand yourself. You are a brand. I need people to understand stuff like that. You are a brand. It doesn't matter what you do. And there's no better way to sell something than if you sell it. If you have faith in something, if you have belief in something, if you are proud of something, then it shows. Right. It shows. And then people want to ask questions because you're confident about something. Well, what's got you so confident about being a female driver? And then you can tell them why you're proud of being a female truck driver. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Talk to the people.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Talk to us.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to my cousin Sharae out here on the radio.
Hey, Gabe. Gabe is
What's
a truck
going on,
driver as well.
Hey, I want to salute you.
Thank you.
You know, I'm one of the ones that I know before you even got in the road. So I seen you in Oklahoma pull up at that delivery.
Yes.
And I knew it was you because you're the only one. You ain't never late for a load. But you're the only one female I know that ain't going to get behind the wheel without your hair being done.
Yes, yes. It's funny.
Hey, cuz, I'm bagged up in the dark right now. Listen. Hey, that's for you, cuz. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. He actually drives trucks. He's one of my mentors. When I first started, I had so many questions, and I asked a lot of people, questions. So we was actually working for the same company, and but it's so funny because when I first started, we was, like you said, down in Oklahoma, and I looked, I said, I think that's my cousin. And so I stopped in the middle of the road while he was back, and he was at the dock, and I jumped out like, hey, all the way in Oklahoma. So you realize that the world is not as big as you think it is. You run into people all the time, and, meet people you see,
And you just said something right there, which I think is critically important, regardless of whatever you're doing, whether you went straight through college or even if you're doing a trade, that even when you have acquired the certification or the degree, the work doesn't stop there.
Right.
A lot of times you have 1,000 questions once you get into a role.
Absolutely.
Or a career. And so one of the things did you notice that there was like, a community where people could ask questions, or is that another reason why you created the forum, was because maybe people had a lot of questions, or maybe women had particular questions that maybe they wouldn't feel comfortable asking in an open forum?
Right. And that, when I first started, really, we was just, you could call people that you knew.
Okay.
And so then, after finding, a Facebook group, then I could go in and ask questions. But I realized that women had specific questions. So a man can't tell you how we, do certain things in the truck or whatever. Like for me, I back up with my window down. I'm short, so I can't look out I don't use my mirrors to back up. And so if I tell another woman, hey sis, roll your window down, look out and back up, she can get it, more, better like that. But I wanted to touch on something you said. And, the purpose for all of this was because I realized that I am in a field where some drivers don't always make it home, And so I wanted to, be able to leave a legacy that, and create a platform where regardless that we, be able to impact the next generation. So they don't have to experience, coming out here blind. The generation before us, they didn't have GPSs and, the roads wasn't paved. So, now that things have changed, we have to continue to, be able to.
Oh, Sharae. I'm going to have to, oh, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Talk to the people.
Hey, I just want to ask her, does she promote women getting their hazmat license and tankers? Because that's one thing I really don't see, especially for black men out here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's all. Keep going good work. Gotta let you guys go.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. I have my hazmat and my tanker endorsement, and on my website, SHETrucking.com, it's the practice test for your hazmat, tanker, and triples and doubles. Most jobs require it. And so I do encourage people to get their endorsements, because when you come out here, you want to be fully equipped with everything. CDL is just not good enough. So you want to be able to get every job. You want to come out here, nowadays you can get in an automatic. And I definitely want to speak on this. If you take your CDL test in an automatic truck, the automatic will be on your license. So you have to get get in a manual truck to be able to drive any truck. Okay. I can drive an automatic and a manual, but if you have automatic, you can't drive a manual truck, which is shifting gears.
Okay.
So a lot of people, period, are coming into the industry and they just, taking the easy route and getting this automatic license. And then when you go apply for a job, the market is not open to you.
Drop some gems.
Yes. So yes, absolutely. I encourage everyone to get your endorsements, because you can go to places like UPS and you can go to FedEx with triples and doubles and stuff like, the high paying, great jobs, union jobs. And, you have to have those endorsements.
So you just, man, so much to touch on. So one of the things that you stated is people are taking, in a lot of ways, the easy route.
Right.
And family. Look, I can tell you this personally from even a corporate setting. The more diversified skills that you have, the more valuable you are to a company. So in a society where sometimes it's easy to get passed over, you want to be able to have those, again, because you are a brand. You are responsible for yourself.
That's right.
So when you come to a company, you're like, I got my automatic, I got my manual, I got, triples and doubles? I don't even know what that means.
That's when two trailers are connected. So you see FedEx with the two trailers and UPS. Those are and if you go on the West Coast, you see 4 trailers. You see 3 of them connected and they're very, very long. So, the trailer I drive is 53 feet. So then, if you... It becomes double that, with, multiple trailers. So imagine how long that is. But those are only, you can do that on the West Coast. On the East Coast, you can only, carry 2.
Okay. So just seeing that, Sharae is trying to encourage not only people to get in here, but even you're dropping gems on how you can get in this game and kind of get ahead of people by making sure you market yourself by taking on those additional certifications and trainings that are available to you.
Right. And I do want to drop one more gem.
No. Because it's not enough just to encourage. Like you gotta educate people too.
That's right.
So go ahead, because I'm learning.
There are 2 companies that will pay you while you get your CDL.
Okay.
Not most companies, they pay you after you get your CDLs. But these 2 companies, they will pay you while you're going through the training to get your CDLs. And those are Prime Inc. And Rohel, ROHEL. They're out of Atlanta, and Prime is out of Missouri.
Okay.
And like I said, they'll pay you while you get your CDLs. Other than that, most companies are free, but you have to work for them for a year to pay them back.
Okay.
And you don't get paid while you're in training. You get paid when you get with a trainer.
Okay.
So that's the difference between the companies. A lot of people ask me that all the time. And here locally, we only have Chattanooga State, Marie Mott, US Express, and Covenant Transport are the training schools here. You can, to be able to, kind of stay around the area. It's pretty much the only training schools here that I know of personally.
So for some of you guys, you can have a change of scenery.
Absolutely.
To go learn how to do this.
Absolutely. Get paid to travel.
Get paid to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of Chattanooga. Get a nationwide perspective. So I think one of the things that people should have an opportunity to do is get out of where they're from.
Right.
Get out there and see the different states and cities and peoples and experiences. And then like that offers, man, because I want to go back to something you said, whether you recognize it or not. And that is being a great generational neighbor. Yeah. Saying that it is a responsibility of this generation to raise up the next generation of truck drivers and trade workers that are going to take these careers further. Because one of the beautiful things that you stated is that, you know, when people who are older than you were doing this, they didn't have GPS trackers. They didn't have all this fancy technology, right? And so the more people that we have that are getting into these fields, then we begin to have people who understand, well, maybe there's a way to improve on this process.
That's right.
Or maybe there's a way that we can, because, you know, the more experience you have, the more insight that you have on how to make a career path or an industry better.
That's right.
And who better to do that than the people who drive every single day? Right?
You're right.
To start coming up with ideas and processes on how to improve how trucking works across this country or regionally. That's amazing. Like that you feel, and I get, look, I love my trades, men and women, because you guys got it. And I need the rest of the country. I need the rest of the country to get on board, because if we are leaving our children in the dust, and number one, they're missing out on valuable careers.
Right.
And they're missing out on valuable career opportunities.
That's right.
Because we're not planting a seed in them that there's more to. So my grandmother will also say, I got to plug grandma in. May she rest in peace. She said, baby, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
That's right.
It's more than one way to make money. It's more than one way to do jobs. Like, I'm sure there's probably 1,000 options that you probably even have, even in the trucking industry, of things that you can do.
Well, I want to speak on this summer. We came and did a community service event at the Girls Incorporated, and actually brought our trucks out to the girls, gave away school supplies. I thought it was important for little girls my age, young little girls, to be able to see a woman in this industry, because that's something I never saw when I was growing up. I didn't see that. They said go to nursing, so my options was
like the typical
right
run of the mill. Right. So, and that's another thing I believe, is that the more options we begin to expose children to, the more things because everybody's not made to be a nurse or a doctor. Right. There's those kids who love to wander, who love to connect with people, who love getting out there and just living life, and trucking, I believe, will give you an opportunity to do things like that.
Absolutely.
And make good money doing that, and which gives you the ability to take care of your family. I can't tell you the amount.
And to become when you own your truck, you become a business owner.
Say that again.
That's when you own your truck, you become a business owner. And so, people don't think about that part of trucking. You can go from driving for a company, working for someone else, to working for yourself. And this industry, we start out about $40,000. And then you can go up to the $100,000 to $200,000 when you own your own truck, depending on what you haul. And it's different divisions in trucking. You have dry van, which is what I do. Refrigerated, that's where you get all your food from. You have the flatbed, so that's where you think we can haul. We do low boys, so low boys is where you haul like the houses and stuff like that. When you see the trucks with the houses, tanker is your gas trucks and anything liquid. So you have all these different divisions in the industry, and then you have different areas that you can work in. So you can be local, regional, or over the road. So a lot of people think, hey, I can't drive trucks because I can't be away from home. I have kids, but I always tell people, most people in this industry have kids. They either local or regional, where you can be able to get back home to your family. So it's a sacrifice when you're starting out, because the jobs here locally, it's not many local jobs here in Chattanooga. Okay. So hopefully that'll change within the next years, because I see a lot of change in the city where they're meeting up and talking about improving the transportation industry right here in Chattanooga. You know, with Volkswagen expanding, you know, we are a big entity to Volkswagen. Okay. You know, bringing in all the parts and bringing in, move the cars out. You know, we bring them in. So, I think, that will change. So it's a sacrifice. You first have to go out and then come back in and, you can find a local job then.
So one of the listeners on the Facebook Live asked, could you shout out the companies again in Atlanta and in Milwaukee?
Missouri, you have Prime Incorporated.
Okay.
They pay you to get your CDLs. And then you have ROHEL, ROHEL. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia. And they're on my website, SHETrucking.com. I actually list and put the links to where you can just click on and apply. On SHETrucking.com, look up on the schools and companies.
Man, so if you're listening, I need some of you guys to go out there and follow She Trucking so you can bring her to talk to the children in your school.
Absolutely.
Connect with Miss Sharae. Now, one of the things that you have been able to do, which is mind-blowing, you got approached by Facebook?
Yes.
So, Kim, when I say that I'm super excited, like, to start with one thing, just one thing, a belief, a dream, and making it real. Right. You know, the word of God says, write the vision and make it plain. Right. Starting with something very, very simple has opened doors for you, Miss Sharae. Really and then you've turned right around. And that's the thing I love about you is you're not satisfied with just closing the door behind you, but sis, come on.
That's right. Come on in. Come on in. I love seeing, more women coming into the industry.
So Facebook, tell the people about that.
Well, Facebook reached out to me because we started a mentorship program in the group, Sisterhood, Help, and Empowerment in Trucking. And that's what the SHE stands for. It's the acronyms, the Sisterhood, Help, and Empowerment in Trucking. And they was very inspired by, the network that we had built. A lot of the women that was in the mentorship program that was mentors or mentees was actually linking up and was being trained on the road. So you didn't have to have a male trainer. When I first thought I had a male trainer, well, now you have the option because of the group, you can link up with someone that's a trainer. So they was watching and they reached out and asked could they do a film, and they came a couple weeks ago and filmed right here in Chattanooga. So they'll come out in February. Everyone will see it. We'll share it, on social media. And they actually are flying me February the 6th through the 8th to the Facebook headquarters.
Wow. Yes. Man.
Yes.
That is, first of all, man, we got to give Miss Sharae a round of applause. Oh, because that is amazing. And one of the things you just said was they were watching. People are watching you.
Right.
Man, you better believe that people are watching you. And sometimes what people are watching you is because they want to see who they want to give an opportunity to.
That's
Who's
right.
doing the work.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm honored. It's an amazing opportunity. I was able to pull 6 of the most amazing women in Chattanooga together.
Wow.
So to be able to get those women, shout out to those women that work hard. Most of them, they're over the road. Some of them are local, some of them are regional. They was sharing their stories. They had 19 years experience, 20 years experience. They've been out here and seen a lot. But I was able to pull them together as well to share this, the platform for the world to see.
Wow. Right here in the city of Chattanooga.
Yes.
Man, we got 60 seconds left on the show. What are some things you just want to leave with the listeners? Shout out how they can follow you on social media, how they can get in contact with you, how they can get some apparel.
You can check out my website, SHETrucking.com, www.SHETrucking.com. You can actually just Google She Trucking and you'll see everything. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So just Google She Trucking and you'll see it all.
Any final encouraging words for the people?
Dream big. You can be whatever you want to be. I wasn't sure if I could do it, but I knew I could because I dreamed and I said I can do this. And so just trying it, take a leap of faith, I was able to accomplish it and actually do well. I'm, I am a great driver, So, and then that was because of my father, saying, hey, there's not many women out here. So I had to be on my toes. Okay. I don't need no help, Dad. I could back this truck up. Okay?
Oh, y'all know what it is. Marie Mott with the Marie Mott Show with She Truck and Sharae Moore. I'm so glad she took time out of her busy schedule to come and drop some gems on you guys, encourage you guys. Make sure you support her. Y'all know what
Shout
it
out
is.
to all the women in the She Trucking.
Yes. If no one has taken the time today to tell you that they love you, I love you. And guess what? It's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. See you guys back tomorrow on the Marie Mott Show. 3, 2